All right, welcome back. We're still continuing our coverage of inflation. The headline number came in a bit higher than expected, 8.23%. We've been speaking to the economists and the analyst community with how corporates sort of responding to and reading into this inflation picture. Rohtash Mal is ED and CEO of the Agri-Machinery Group at Escorts, joining us here this afternoon. Thanks so much, sir, for joining us. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. Let me just ask you about your analysis of the inflation picture right now. A lot of corporates seem to be worried about, input cost side feeding into margin pressure. Is that happening, or is it sort of getting balanced out because there's pricing power in the hands of most?
No, I think things are getting a little serious. If I see the next 12 months, the last 6, an analysis reveals that we should be looking in these 18 months almost about 12 to 15% in terms of increase in material costs. Then there is this issue of primary inputs to components, i.e. steel, copper, rubber, and so on, and all of them are in a sense on an inflation path. So yes, I do believe there's cause of worry in respect of inflation, what we've experienced in the last 6 months in terms of components, and I see the next 12 months too in a similar vein.
So far it's being passed on in the sense that you're not fearing a demand drop because of cost increases. So I'm just wondering if all manufacturers, corporates generally speaking, are relatively comfortable passing this on without fearing that volumes, etc. would start to come off?
This may have been true a little while ago, and the way to combat inflation usually is to pass on part of the costs to the consumer and gear up on internal efficiencies to cover up the balance. I think we've been successful in this sector on both these counts. Demand is good, robust insofar as the agricultural sector is concerned, and therefore it will still need a blend of both these approaches. But I fear very quickly that we will reach a stage where it may not be possible to pass on all the costs, and we will need to gear up more internal efficiencies. So far the going has been good on both to cover up the aspect of inflation.
Fair enough. So I guess the last aspect is then, corporate sector seems fairly worried about inflation, perhaps rightly so. I suppose if the solution to inflation right now is going to be higher interest rates, is the corporate sector willing to take that, digest that, understanding that there's perhaps limited options, supply side responses are slower to come through?
I couldn't help over here as I was waiting for you to come through what Surjit Badla had to say. I think this tinkering at the top of the pyramid, 0.5% on this interest rate and 0.5% on that, is fundamentally not going to change very much insofar as the sector that I am connected to is concerned. Please appreciate 0.5%. If you were to change retail finance, it makes a 50-80 rupees difference in the EMI the farmer has to pay for a tractor. The real solution is not tinkering. The real solution to my mind is the implementation on the ground, stopping the leakages on the ground, opening up the mandis, if you like, implementation of AMC, so the farmer can get a better price for his produce and simultaneously it lands up cheaper on your table and mine. We are losing a lot of value in the distance between the farm gate and your table. So I would appeal very strongly to the government not to worry so much about this tinkering from the top of the pyramid on 0.5% here there, but to implement what needs to be done on the ground, specifically in the agricultural sector.
Fair enough, sir. We'll leave it at that, and we hope the government is listening. I think in the run-up to the budget, all of these comments should perhaps find some space.
I hope so too. The budget is not going to solve very much.
Well, let's hope they at least start down that road. Thanks, Mr. Wal. Always great to have you. In fact, we are going to talk to Dr. Abhishek Sen, member Planning Commission. So actually